Army Vet
Yeah.
94 evicted to make room for migrants. So I sent you guys the story. It's in New York. Where's the fucking let me see something. It's not specifically just I want to make this clear. It's not specifically just vets. They're actually at this particular independent living home. It was 7 veterans along with himself, but
Mhm.
it's all of the seniors. And what they told these people was that they were going to somebody bought them out, and it was going to be another place, so they were going to have their place. They were going to be able to retain their place to stay. Well, next thing they know, it it was an independent shelter. It was a shelter for migrants, and they got kicked the fuck out. And this man, who's 94, he was a signal corpsman in the army. Uh, he said, "Hey man, I was fucking stateside, but there are 7 other combat vets who got kicked out. Like, how does this happen when we've been residents for years? We've been comfortable, but you're kicking us out to make room for migrants? What you guys got?"
Hey, welcome to America, and thank you for your service. Yeah.
Let me see.
America has
I'm not no respect for any type of civic service, duty, whatever. They don't give 2 fucks. It's about how much I want for this. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
get the motherfuckers out. Yeah, please. The check gonna clear. Y'all paying on the front and the back end. Get the motherfuckers out of here. Yeah,
Frank
get them out of here.
Frank Tamaro was given less than 2 months' notice. He and 53 other seniors would have to move out of Island Shores residence in March and had to make other living arrangements. You know, he ended up moving in with his daughter, but you know, I mean, these are seniors, man. You know, you don't know who they have. I could tell you from working at a independent living area, man, that a lot of times when things go down and you go to open up that book to call the next of kin, a lot of times the motherfuckers don't answer. A lot of times they give the wrong fucking number because if anybody knows and understands, sometimes, man, that's where these people drop their parents off, man, so they don't have to deal with them anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's like that in all cases, but sometimes these people end up there and there's no one to come visit them, man.
It's hard to try to make moves in your 40s and 50s. You know, first and last month's rent or deposit for a new apartment or the application fees. You don't understand how real it is out here just for housing.
Yeah.
Let alone in your fucking 90s. And you got to worry about where the hell you're going to rest in your 90s. And you a vet and you've been posted up. But we hear this story time and time again with these slumlords who refuse to fix shit. You know, like in New York. Remember we did that story about the rats and all that shit in the walls? The lady was giving her interview and there's a rat in her fucking couch.
God damn.
You know, she like, I could hear them moving at night in the couch. They're in my couch.
God damn.
Haven't had water, running water, the elevator's broken, you know, folks taking care of each other, you know, the seniors, because they can't do the stairs. And if the plumbing broke, how they gonna get water? How they gonna flush their toilet? You know? So, like I said, we hear these stories time and time again. I'm not surprised they doing it to not just one, but a bunch of veterans.
The Department of Social Services spokesman told the Staten Island Advance in September the former senior living facility will be turned into a migrant shelter for 113 families with private rooms and meal services. The decision led outraged Staten Islanders to protest in front of the shelter, with some physically blocking the arrival of an MTA bus carrying asylum seekers. And then they talked to Eric Adams, and he was like, "Oh, this is just a small group of protesters, causing a problem, on the right, and it's like, man, stop, I mean, old people, I mean, and I ain't gonna sit up here and pretend like the fact that this happened to some veterans didn't tick me the fuck off, because I saw another dude talking about it, and I don't know why. This is just me. Maybe you guys could tell me. You know, a lot of people say you can't trust the New York Post. So
Right.
I read the article from a few different sources, and I'm like, this shit is real. Like, how do you fucking put a Korean War vet? When I was stationed in Fort Lewis, Washington, which is now Lewis McChord Base, they would do things annually for these guys. And when I tell you these fucking guys, these Korean War vets, man, were fucking warriors. I had the opportunity to talk to one of them. He had a scar that came down the side of his face to his mouth. And he said, he stopped us. And he said, you know, you guys get you get better training than we do. Back then, they really didn't give us training. You know, a lot of this stuff wasn't ironed out. He said a lot of times, man, they just handed us a weapon and ended up just pointing in the fucking direction, you know? And he ended up, I think he was in a gunfight. He got shot in the fucking face. And he showed us the picture. A lot of these guys carried this shit with him. And his jaw was hanging the fuck off. And they ended up fixing it. And you see these guys, and when you're young, you're like, man, why do they always come up here to base? For every little thing, they'll stand up there for certain promotions. A lot of the higher ranking guys, they stand up there, you know, for promotions. But it's like, this is all the fuck that they have, man. This is all that these guys have, you know, and you know, there's already uh, uh, um, a very high number of homeless veterans out there anyway, you know. But you know, for as much as you hear a lot of, you know, the leadership in this country talk about how much we love veterans and police officers, like this shit kind of makes you ask the question, like, do you really? You know what I mean?
But we know, you know,
Yeah,
we actually on boots on the ground, we actually can see with both of our fucking working eyes
yeah,
that,
yeah.
you know, is bullshit. They contradict themselves. Like, oh, you know, be all you can be, serve and protect. Yeah, but what happens on the back end when you're done?
There you go.
When you need that help, you know,
Yeah,
and again, you know, housing is always been an issue,
yeah.
let alone, you know, for senior citizens, you know.
Wait,
So 80 to 90% of Americans' paycheck go to housing.
there it is,
Not even a house, just paying rent. Not a
dude.
mortgage, just rent. Go ahead.
Over here, they were talking about the landlords
Mhm.
purposely raising the rent on motherfuckers when they figured out they can get more money. Not even on some new shit.
I know.
You know, they could go ahead and, you know, do some remodeling.
Mhm.
And what they were doing was they had people that had been there for 20 some years. They started raising the rent on them slowly. And it was like, you know, it's getting to a point I can't afford to live here. And then they figured it out, like, with a lot of these new buildings, you know, being erected and all of this shit, housing and shit, they figured, hey man, I can almost double my fucking money.
Yep.
So then you try to displace the residents that's been loyal, that's been paying you for years. This shit is crazy, man. It's crazy.
I just saw a lady, it might have been on TikTok this morning, and she's a black lady, she's a black, landlord or in
Mhm.
home she owns a duplex or apartment building, whatever. Like you said, just having dedicated tenants, she showed love by telling them the month of December is free. They don't have to pay. That's her Christmas gift to all of her tenants. Like,
Right.
I'm good, you know, pretty much like I'm gonna make my own money. And she holds seminars telling them, you know, you could be a homeowner too, teaching them like how to take some of that money that they're saving for that month
Mhm.
and reinvest in themselves. You
Mhm.
know, I mean, we don't hear about too many landlords doing shit like that, saying, "Hey, man, you know what? I'm in this, you know, got the spirit of giving. Go ahead, take that, you know, December
There you
off.
go.
I got you. Take care of the
There you go.
family. Make sure the kids good. Don't worry about it. I'll see you in January." You know,
Mhm.
she know it's coming. You know what I mean? She's not greedy. She has what she needs, and she's, you know, and she's gonna get that back. You know,
Yeah.
1 month
Yeah.
out of 12. Come on, man.
Yeah. No, and you know, I don't want to sit here and make it sound like that again, that it's just about veterans, because it's not. I mean, we're talking about seniors here.
Mhm,
There's a crisis countrywide, man. You know what
mhm,
I'm saying?
mhm.
But I
Even the
mean,
trailer parks is getting motherfuckers up out of there
yeah,
because of the land. Trailer parks
yeah,
That's
yeah,
evicting
crazy.
folks. Yeah, evicting folks, man. It's like you said, you don't want to beat the issue about just this veteran or whatever. It's just housing in general. We could sit and talk
yeah,
about the discrepancies in the housing market for days because there's no way in hell like half these houses around the corner worth, starting off at 400,000, damn near $500,000. Like, are you seriously in this
No,
area code?
no more
Got
cooking meth in your house.
it. Right. Like those nasty houses in San Fran or whatever, going for $1 million, and it's just a shack.
Man, look, we seen that. We seen a house here. It was a fucking vacant.
Mhm.
Paid like 1.8 for it, but it was just because of the land.
That's it.
Tore the fucking house down.
That's it.
And again, man, a lot of this shit. Listen, a lot of this shit is because I don't think we don't care about each other as a society. You got motherfuckers rent downtown San Francisco, be like 5-6 grand.
Yeah, easy.
But you got motherfuckers just like, yeah, you know what? Because we want to live downtown, four of us, five of us, we gonna live in this studio here, and we'll split the rent up just because we want to live in the city. And it's like that's why the fuck these rates are what they are. These new houses, like you said, there's no reason why some brick wood, and this shit, these houses ain't even built up like the older ones. There's no reason why this shit should be $400,000. But then you get a motherfucker coming in here, I give you $550 for it.
Cash, and there's a bidding war on a shack.
There you go.
Which blows my fucking mind, man. Blows my fucking mind. We've been watching the market for years, and we still kick ourselves in the ass because we moved out here in 2007, right when the Great Recession hit. So it shook everybody, and we saw what those fucking houses were going for. The $1 million houses was like 200, 250 tops. Yeah. Maybe my man was like, dude, I should have bought that fucking house but nobody knew what the fuck was gonna happen. Everything was falling out. Nobody was gonna take out a mortgage, but you live and you learn, but rent and mortgages and interest rates are through the fucking roof. And I digress. I don't want to beat the issue too much.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
What you got, Cuddy?
Hey, man, why New York? Of all the fucking places that you can house people in the United States, you're gonna put them in the most dense populated.
That part. They got a bus ride there, bust their asses to fucking Buffalo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Else. Upstate. Get their asses upstate, man. Then they say they're about to close down Rikers.
So let me answer your question because I kind of paid attention to this shit. Two mayors, one governor. I was listening to this shit about DeSantis and Gavin Newsom's debate. And some other Republican came out, tore into Gavin Newsom's ass, was like, yeah, this motherfucker sat there and lied about everything. California ain't no great state. But everybody, a lot of people were like, where are all these homeless people coming from? And the dude pointed out, like, yeah, in 2018, Gavin Newsom sat up there and pretty much was like, yeah, we're a sanctuary city. But he also said, hey man, if you're homeless, come here, we'll take care of you. Come to California. We welcome you. The motherfuckers was like, what, bruh? Well, whose money, motherfucker? Like, who told you to do that? Well, Eric Adams did that shit. He was like, give us the migrants. We'll take care of them. We'll feed you. We'll clothe you. I want to say Lori Lightfoot signed off on that shit for them to come there. And now Brandon Johnson is like, yeah, we got a duty to take care of them because, now they're trying to put it on the ballot to get rid of that sanctuary city shit. And I think they did. My point is they didn't think that these governing bodies in the South would actually send these migrants up there. They underestimated what's going on at the border. So you got these governors down south, like fuck it, ship them over to Chicago, ship them over to fucking New York. I think New York then pay something like $2 billion for these motherfuckers to take care of these motherfuckers, and Chicago's on track to like 500 million, something like that. So it's fucking bad governing. Like, why would you say, yeah, come here, we'll take care of you? I mean,
it's good politics.
Right.
And everybody want to be the good guy and nobody want to say, hey man, best luck to you, man. You better, try your luck somewhere else. keep on marching wherever you coming from. Just keep on marching. Don't stop here. Everybody wants that. Everybody wants to come in and play the hero, but when the bill comes, they looking around like, oh, I didn't put that on the tab. You
Right.
did put it on the tab.
Like
You charged that to the game.
Like the citizens in Chicago, like, man, what the fuck are you? Like, bro, you won't even take care of our needs here. Like, you won't even. The thing is, you got you got people that came across the border that's still waiting on job permits and shit. Just like, yeah, we don't want them here either. Like, they hopping ahead of us. How the fuck we still waiting on our shit? Like,
it's a flip too, because a lot of them are telling their people, hey man, this ain't the spot.
That's what I was about to say.
It's too much motherfucking bullshit, man. We better off staying where we at. The motherfuckers that shipped us from the heat to the cold.
Yeah.
And whatever. Like, dude, I don't like this shit. I didn't sign up for this free shit. No.
I'm in Chicago. I got a tent. No,
I'm out New York City in the winter. Okay,
New York City.
Yeah, I was just in Florida. Shit,
send me back, baby.
Yeah,
send me back.
They getting those Obama phones and calling home like, "Hey man, don't do it. Don't fucking cross, man. It ain't what you thought."
But it ain't just them. That was just Jamaican young lady. She said, "Yeah, that American dream shit is some bullshit. Yes, it's the land of opportunity, but it's expensive here.
Yeah,
your money ain't going nowhere. If you come here, get your education and take your money the fuck back home. Don't stay here." So yeah, man. But I don't, go ahead, bro.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Like I said, we got another eviction coming up. So
yeah, take care of your old folks, man.
Yeah,
take care of the cats that fought for you, man.